All right, good morning, guys. Good morning. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm at the Portland Jetport. getting ready getting ready to fly out to Vegas. So it's an early one today. Probably most of you are going to catch this on the rewind, the replay, and what have you. Um, and yeah, so we got 4:27 local time. Yeah, shoot, day 332, I think, something like that. And man, those 3 a.m. wake up calls are something. So I'll sleep on the plane a little bit, I guess. So we'll just get my notes up. We're starting a new series today. I don't anticipate too many people being here, but I'm going to go through it just the same and try to keep some of the momentum that we had. I think everybody enjoyed the contracted growth playbook. So I'm going to get a little more specific and do 10 days on getting better at sales, um, particularly contractor sales. But uh, as with most things that I do here, you can apply it to anything. Okay, a lot of the same principles apply to all this stuff. So you'll see on the bottom of the screen on the ticker uh, the, the link to Wendy's Etsy store. So don't forget to check that out. But you'll also see a thing that says "Say a Prayer" from my friend Jimmy. And Jimmy's in the hospital. I think he was hoping to come home yesterday. So Jimmy's fighting. So man, he's strong. And he had pneumonia and some other stuff going on, and they're getting him squared away and home. So he got great family and friends, and I know he wants to bust out of there. So I'll be going to see him uh, hopefully at home when I get back on Tuesday. So good stuff. So just unreal how he's rallied. So anyway, today, hope you guys are having a great day. If you're seeing this on the rewind, and I wanted to talk today, getting some background noise. I hope you can hear this okay. I want to talk about the mindset of a professional seller today. Um, I used to show up and just kind of beat my chest in sales calls and say how good we were, you know, just talk to people and never really ask them how I could help them the most. Never had really had any sales training. Once I started to get some everything changed. Okay. Um, so yeah, before you guys sell the job, you got to sell yourself on who you are and how you're showing up to things. So um, most contractors struggle in sales, not because they don't know the work, but because they don't see themselves as a professional seller. Really, that's what it comes down to. Um, and how they view themselves has so much to do with how well they do at sales. Okay, and clients can feel that stuff. Oftentimes contractors are walking into estimates with or sales situations with fear or insecurity, price anxiety. Geez, I hope they like me. Energy, desperate body language, scarcity mindset. They're selling like they need this sale to be able to eat next week. Clients, like I said, clients can feel it all. If you want to sell like a pro, you have to think like one first. You're the expert, right? Um, like I said, early on when I was doing sales, I used to just kind of show up and try to earn the job, right? Tap dance, and I'd talk fast. I would avoid conversations about the numbers. I'd try to prove myself. I'd talk about our team and how good we were. I would hope they picked me. Um, you know, I didn't realize I was projecting all that stuff, that uncertainty, that subservient type of attitude, and that kills sales faster than a high price ever will. The moment things changed is when I started to get a little bit of training, and I started showing up differently. I realized I actually had a choice on how I showed up to these interactions. I showed up more slowly. I was clearer, calmer, more confident, prepared, and intentional. I stopped trying to sell, and that made all the difference. I started showing up more like a leader, and a leader like that the homeowner was looking for, somebody to run the job. Sales improved instantly. It was amazing. Not because they had fancy closing lines or But because I became the professional that they wanted, I did YouTube videos, and people would be like, "Oh, come on in, yeah, I've seen all your videos." They felt like they already knew me, right? So if you guys aren't doing that, do some of that. Get out there, brand yourself, because you are the expert. So act like it. Um, so let's face it, like most homeowners, they don't know what they're looking at. They're not a contractor. They're not out running jobs. You know, uh, and they're not always hiring the cheapest contractor. Okay, they're hiring the contractor who leads, who knows what they're doing, what they're talking about. A contractor who guides or explains, makes them feel safe in the job. Um, so, and pros don't shrink back; they're going to step forward, right? Um, so stop showing up with the "I need this job" energy. Desperation repels, leadership attracts. Clients want stability, confidence, clarity. Um, Someone who's not afraid to tell them the truth, someone who knows their value. So when your mindset shifts from "I gotta have this job" to "I'm here to see if we're a good fit," whole presence changes. And so does your closing rate. You'll notice your closing rate will increase. And if you're not tracking that, you should be. Um, and sometimes people think selling is manipulation, right? Sales is being manipulating people. It really isn't. Selling is leadership, really. Um, and contractors get weird about the word sales. Uh, you're not manipulating anybody. You're not convincing anybody. You're not pressuring anybody. You're just leading and guiding, helping somebody make a confident decision in something they don't totally understand. Okay, with your help, just guiding. Pros lead, amateurs chase. So we don't want to chase. Oftentimes, when people would ask me hard questions or be interviewing me, I would say, "Hey, with all due respect, you're interviewing me. I'm interviewing you as well." And that would kind of take them back a little bit, and it would kind of make the point that I actually have a choice whether I take this job or not. And another one that I would say to people sometimes, and I don't know if it was effective or not, is um, with all due respect, we don't work for everyone. We want to stay out of trouble. I don't want to work for somebody that's got to have me over a barrel at the end of a job, or need a bunch of money out of me at the end of a project, or wants to talk about punch list all the time. I'm like, we try to operate without a punch list. We take care of that stuff during the job. So let me know about it. So again, getting back to some of the things we covered in the last 10-day series, it's communication, right? How about confidence? Confidence comes from preparation. If you walk into a sales interaction and you're confident, it makes all the difference, right? It's not a personality trait. It's a bird flying, two birds flying around. It's a habit. Okay, confidence is a habit, and you build it by preparing your questions, reviewing your process, and knowing your numbers. Okay, you get it with by walking with clarity, walk into these things with clarity, having a follow up rhythm, and owning your standards. I got my standard shirt on today. It's cold in here though. People will feel that confidence when it becomes part of the sale. Okay, guys, if you're here, pop in the chat. How you doing on a scale of 1 to 10 today? Guys that are watching this on the replay, just give me a fist pump or something so I know you were here. And as usual, try to share it out for me if you don't mind. I got a bunch of shares yesterday, so thank you guys for that. I appreciate it. So we're talking about sales today, and how you show up matters in these sales interactions. So ask yourself how you've been showing for your sales interactions, your estimates, whatever you want to call them, your site visits, your consultations, if you will. Are you confident or uncertain? Do you see yourself as a professional seller, or as a contractor who just happens to sell, who has to sell their jobs? And then finally, what mindset shift do you have to make before your next sales interaction? So take some time to think about it, because you do have a choice on how you show up for these things. Okay, so take some action today on this stuff, guys. Today's a good day for it. It's a Sunday. Get prepped for the week. Okay. We talked before about an identity statement. How about a contractor identity statement? Something like, I'm a professional who leads with clarity and confidence. I don't chase work. I look for the right fit. My presence sets the tone. I like that. So, and then read it before your next sales call, right? Maybe smile before you walk into a place, or smile before you pick up the phone. Okay. Show up from that identity and see how things change. Make note of whether or not your closing rate increases, or whether people stop shopping after they talk to you. Oftentimes with folks, I would, be one of three, but after they spoke to me, they were like, I think we're going to go with you. And I would ask them later why they made that decision. They said, we trusted you. We felt good about you. We knew that even if something went wrong, you would be trying to fix it. And so try to come from a place of integrity. Okay. Sales isn't about tricks, guys. It's not about pressure. It's not about chasing. Okay. Sell like you're going to eat next week, whether you get the job or not. Okay. It's about showing up as the leader that people want to hire. And if you can get that mindset right, everything else in sales will become easier. And you might actually enjoy it. Right. My friend Dave, I can hear him now. Wow, sales is sales. And he's right to some extent, but how you show up, how you dress, whether you're on time or early, what you drive, what you look like, what your game is, what your presentation is, all that stuff matters. Okay. So sell like a professional, guys, and then pop in the chat if you got anything out of this today, if this meant anything to you, resonated with you in any way, or if you're going to share it out, just put share in the chat. I would love it if you guys could do that. And then I will pick you guys up tomorrow. Probably will be, let's see, it's 8 a.m. That would be 5 a.m. in Vegas. So I'll probably be on time tomorrow. I say on time at 8 a.m. Eastern. So looking forward to what's going on here today. It's a quick trip. So heading out to meet Steve in Vegas, and we're going to go to the acquisition.com company, and that's by Alex Hormozi. So Alex Hormozi, if you don't know him, you probably should if you're trying to build your business. He created a company called Gym Launch. He just wrote a book, sold like, I don't know, $100 million worth of books in like 2 days. It's crazy. So they rip into your business and do a deep dive in a short time. So we're going out to make sure our sales process is dialed in. Make sure that if we've got some things that we're trying to tackle, we get those things addressed by professionals. Because as I always say, anything worth doing is worth doing well. We want to make sure that we're doing it right. So you don't get these days back, guys, if you're trying to sell. So go into this stuff with intentionality. That's what we're doing. We're trying to walk the walk. Everything we learn comes down to you guys with inside of our Rosenberg group community. So check us out on the Daily Sales Accelerator if you haven't. I don't have Wendy in here putting in the links today, but maybe she'll pop some in on the back end. So I appreciate that. Check out Bailey's social media page, 21 Digital. Check out my friend Tyler Kirk at Legacy Media, all that stuff. Don't forget about the Live Like Jet Foundation. Who am I forgetting here? I always like to promote everybody and make sure that pop a few props into people. But anyway, a little bit janky this morning. I'm sitting here outside at Burger King and people are walking by looking at me funny out here. It's all good. So we check the box, we do the thing, and keep on trucking. So I'm gonna close the laptop, flight boards, and excuse me, boards in 20 minutes. Excuse me, sputtering a little bit, and go down to Dallas, I guess, and then I think it's like a 4-hour and 50-minute flight, and basically flying across the country. Steve's probably laughing because his flights are like 10, 12, 14 hours. I'm like, 4 hours? You kidding me? I'm gonna be fit to be tied. Yeah. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it. I appreciate you guys jumping on this morning. You guys that see this on Facebook a little bit later, post it up, share it out. I would appreciate it. I do this every day. I call it hashtag live 365. I started back at the beginning, 5 days before the end of 2024. Said I'm just going to go live every day, see if I can help people. And it's helped. I would argue it's helped me more than anybody get better at speaking and feeling comfortable doing the thing. So I'm just trying to walk the walk. So guys, have the mindset of a professional seller. It matters. Sell from a place of abundance, not scarcity. You would be surprised how many more opportunities you get that way from. Attention and permanent. Hopefully I don't get sent back to TSA today. Guys, have fun. Be safe. Take a few minutes today to think about how you want your week to go. Do a little bit of time blocking. Use that phone. Use your calendar. Get some things down. would challenge you to lay out how your week's going to go. For most of you, it's going to be a short week. If you get Thanksgiving plans, we had our family Thanksgiving yesterday because Bailey was home from Texas being early now, so she can get back to her friends and all that. So we had a great time. I think my mother's hanging it up. She's hanging it up. She said that 48 years is enough. So we'll figure out what we're doing for Thanksgiving next year, and maybe we can start doing Thanksgiving for her instead of her doing it for everybody. 48 years, right in the same house. And I did a post last night, reel, whatever you call it. And yeah, 48 years of just making it good for everybody every single Thanksgiving. So, Mama, if you're watching this, here's to you. I don't know a more loving, giving person. So, always have Thanksgiving. Always had a great time. Yesterday, the meal was awesome, just awesome. I didn't overeat too. So tried my best. So, man, but if you're gonna overeat on Thanksgiving. Make that the one day. Hit the other 364 hours. Anyway, guys, love y'all. Have a great day. Do something good for somebody. And I'm gonna head down to the gate. It's just train rolling. So we'll see you guys. Have a great day. Later.